The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
Belly up to the 9-foot homemade oak bar and pour yourself a cold one. 4th of July weekend upon us, and this is your weekend update. Hannah?
Hi.
Are you excited?
For the 4th?
Yeah.
Yes. Last year we really didn't have a 4th. We didn't have anybody come over, so it's going to be epic this year, making up for last year.
People are making this out to be like the greatest 4th of July ever. I don't know if you saw the Budweiser commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Budweiser put a commercial together with Bill Pullman, who was the president in Independence Day back in the 90s, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Where he gives the speech. We will not go quietly into the night. Today is our Independence Day. And so Budweiser, always the marketing geniuses, somehow found a way to talk about 15 months of political strife, 15 months of quarantines and people being angry with each other and turn it into a beer commercial. And if you haven't seen this thing, look it up online.
Yeah,
because
good.
you don't want to be moved by it because you're like, this is stupid. And this is a cheap ploy to sell Budweiser beer. But on the other hand, you're kind of into it by the end of the commercial.
They make good commercials.
I know. And then they make you believe this is the greatest 4th of July ever because it's us overcoming COVID. Now, I overcame COVID a long time ago. But some people obviously feel like this is the weekend. I've been back to normal for a while, folks. But some people are like, hey, this is the weekend I'm back to normal. So good for them. I'm good for everybody who's out and about and is
making
excited.
up for lost time. It's what it is.
Yeah, what are you doing for the 4th? Because we're doing the whole thing with the family and the lake and just getting crazy. I'll be floating in a lake, covered in sunscreen, hopefully remembering to put it on every once in a while, drinking beer from a koozie that floats. That's my plan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your plan is way better than mine.
Right.
Way better than mine.
Right. I'm just floating in a lake, drinking beer. America.
I'm going to be baking in the bald sun, laboring away, sweating,
You're trying to get your pool up.
installing a swimming pool. Because it has rained. It has monsoon rain for a week and a half.
Tell me a little bit about this before we get into the weather and all the updates and things people need to know
Yeah,
for
the weather.
weekend.
The weather's not my friend. I don't like you, weather. Don't like you.
You guys have been trying to put up your pool, and here we are. July has begun, and you don't have your swimming pool.
It has rained so much. And what's really pissing me off is it's a 24-foot pool. It's freaking huge. And we dump all this sand and we level it. And it takes hours and hours and it's perfect. And then a monsoon comes and washes away a quarter of the sand.
But you're doing it on your own because you couldn't get people to come and do it for you, right?
3 contractors ghosted us. 3.
And you actually
3.
signed a deal where it was actually part of the deal.
When we bought the pool, yes.
You paid for somebody to put the pool together and nobody will come and do it.
No, nobody will come and do it. Here's the terrible thing, because I have screenshots of their text messages to show you just how asinine and stupid they are. They'll say, all right, we're out in countryside. It's 9:30. We should be at your place by 1 o'clock. 6:30 at night. We are calling them. We're texting them. They won't answer.
Right.
They won't respond to you for 2 days. Hey, sorry, we got backed up, and you're second on our list today. We're going to be out there today.
How are you always second? It sounds to me like they're not doing any work. They're keeping your money.
I don't think they are.
They're keeping your money,
Yeah.
Hannah, because you paid in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ever do that again.
Well, we paid the pool store,
Yeah.
so we're going back to the pool store owners.
Well, I would be afraid of a Hannah Beth walking into my place of business angry that she didn't get what she paid for.
Oh, my husband, Dave, he will not give me the phone. He will not let me talk to because he's so I'm like, why are you being so passive? I would be like, what is wrong with you? Are you stupid? What I want to do.
Right.
I want to call them. I want to find out what their number is because Dave won't give me their number. I want to get their number because it's just like a mom and pop thing that contracts out with the pool store.
Right.
And I want to call and act like I'm interested in services. Yeah, we got this pool and someone recommended you. And
okay.
What's your availability? We can get you in, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's funny. You're going to squeeze me in now, aren't you? What about, let me tell you who I really am.
Oh, see,
you
you're
are
ready to...
taking new business when you haven't even fulfilled my business? That's what I want to do. And I asked for their phone number, and Dave said no.
Well, you got to just find out. Do you know what the name of the company is? I mean, Google, you should be able to find it.
No, I don't know. I don't know anything. He won't tell me because he knows I'm going to cause a scene.
I'll find out who it is.
Find out who it is because I want to do that. I want to call them.
Maybe we can call them from the show.
Yes, let's call them from the show
Maybe we can
and
call them
record
from the
it.
show and ask why you haven't gotten your pool.
No, we're going to act like we want their services, and they're going to be all cheerful, and we can fit
and
you
excited
in.
and happy, and then
boom.
All right, I'll get to work on this with your husband. He doesn't listen to the EP podcast, so he has absolutely no idea what's happening.
No,
so
he has no idea.
This is something we'll have to work on. All right, you've gotten that out of your system. There's your fireworks.
Thank you.
That kicks your weekend off right there. Hannah's lighting off bombs. This is the EP
Cajun.
podcast. Let's get to your weekend update now. The EP podcast is brought to you proudly by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, who knows when you're working toward a financial goal, every little bit counts. That's why when you open up a Total Access checking account, you get free ATMs nationwide. That means if an ATM charges you, they pick up the fee. And you get a $300 bonus. Plus, you'll get great mobile and online banking tools. You will have easy access to your money, and that's a good thing. Open online at bankevergreenpark.com/total access. $100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply. Member FDIC. Your weekend weather looks good. A Friday at 73 degrees and partly cloudy, giving way to an 88-degree sunny day on Saturday the 3rd and 90 on Sunday, mostly sunny, into Monday in the high 80s and partly cloudy. The rain looks like it's going to stay away the entire weekend before returning midweek. Plus, there'll be fireworks everywhere in the evening. And just a personal note from me. As a former 911 dispatcher, this is just from me to you. They can't stop all the fireworks. Please, unless it's an emergency, don't tie up 911 with fireworks calls on July the 4th. We all know they're up in the sky. The police can see them. Now, if you see somebody with a firework strapped to their head running down 95th Street, call. Some village news, there's going to be a retirement party for Mayor James Sexton. The former mayor of Evergreen Park is having a party Wednesday, July the 21st. It's at 115 Bourbon Street, 3359 West 115th Street in Marionette Park from 6 to 9 p.m. Tickets are $40 at the door. You do not need to make any reservations. Just bring your money that evening. Drinks, appetizers, and live entertainment. The current mayor of Evergreen Park, Kelly Burke, who you can hear live with us at Durbin's on the most recent episode before this of the EP podcast. Go get it on demand everywhere podcasts can be found and always at the eppodcast.com. Mayor Burke is making a call to residents to help the village thank our hometown heroes. If you have a family member in the military, send a photo of them to epinf@hotmail.com. Think of it as epinfo without the O at the end at hotmail.com. Send it in a JPEG format, along with the individual's name and rank. Our hometown heroes will be displayed in the foyer at City Hall. Meanwhile, you may have noticed that the CSX crossing in 99th and Rockwell is a little overdue to be opened up again. That thing was supposed to be opened up a week after it started on June the 22nd. Then again, now that I've complained about it, I'm sure they're cleaning up right now, and by the time this podcast airs, it'll be wide open. Stupid CSX. Imagine, one day, out of nowhere, you need your car towed. Who are you going to call? You have no idea. Right, because none of us think about that until it actually happens. So I'm going to give you a name, Dreamers Towing and Recovery. Located in Evergreen Park, Illinois, they will tow your vehicle, locally or at a long distance, at a very affordable price. What happens when your car needs a jump start? Dreamers Towing and Recovery. What happens when you're locked out of your car? Dreamers Towing and Recovery. You got a junk car, you don't know how to get rid of it, and you just want to move along and get some cash? They buy your junk cars. Covering the EP and the surrounding south side of Chicago, Dreamers is there when you need them with 24-hour service. Call them 773-410-4549. 773-410-4549. Turn a sudden nightmare into a dream. with Dreamers Towing and Recovery. Also remember, resurfacing of Kedzie continues all summer long and into September. 87th Street all the way through Evergreen Park, continuing on to 131st Street. There is a schedule that they are maintaining up on the Village website if you want to see what they're doing week to week, evergreenpark-ill.com. Remember, the Evergreen Park Youth Drop-In Center at 3450 West 97th Street, room 105, is normally open Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. as well on Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. until noon. They got arcade games, air hockey, ping pong, pool tables, karaoke system for these kids. There's so much for them to do if they want to get out of the sun and hang out with other kids their age. Follow the youth department for any new events at Evergreen Park Youth Department on Facebook or EP Youth Department on Instagram. And before we get out of here, just a reminder for you, we've had John Dalkey in here so many times from the Village Pantry, and we always think around the holidays. That's when we have to take care of those in need. Do not forget the Village Pantry is open all the time. 365 days a year, they are working hard over there. If you're able to contribute anything from cash contributions or write a check or dropping off food donations, drop that at the community center during normal hours at 3450 West 97th Street. The pantry itself opens up at 2704 West 98th Place for pickups Fridays 9:30 in the morning until noon. If you have any questions on how you can help out, or if you are in need of help, give them a call, 708-422-8776. On Monday, the EP podcast is hanging out with veterans, a big event here nearby with our close friends from Open Outcry Brewing. We may even have a surprise guest that's never been on the show before, but you'll recognize the name pop in on Monday's episode. Plus, you can go see in-person live theater here in Evergreen Park starting next weekend. The details coming up on Monday's show. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. Happy 4th of July. That's your weekend update from the EP Podcast, found everywhere podcasts can be found and always at the eppodcast.com. Bye-bye, everybody.
Another show isn't wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show isn't wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's going to be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nude is basement. And the nude is basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudie's Basement. Broadcast Basement. The Nudie's Basement. The Broad Basement. Slancha.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.